All right, all right, all right. Hey, listen, listen. I know you guys are looking at us right now, and you in a state of shock. Okay, do not break your laptops. Do not throw your cell phones out the window and throw it on the interstate or major highway and let it get ran over.
No,
Do
your
not break.
TV's
Do
not your
not break.
TV's.
Do not break your TV like the Cowboys fans do when they lose. Okay, like Cowboy fans do when they lose. Okay, it's okay. You're not hallucinating. It's okay. This is real. All four of us are on here. Trust me. It's not an illusion. Okay. What's up, everybody? We're back for another week of Just a Fan Podcast. Quarter host right here, NFL Encyclopedia, the Wildcat quarterback that runs this thing, Coach Williams. And on my little thing here, I said A gap football. Why? Because A gap football is big man football and it's playoff time. You gotta protect the A gap and you gotta shut down A gaps to win the football games. I don't care all this other stuff going on. All right. Down below, panel 316, the good guy with the black hat, and his caption says what?
I am literally and intellectually swinging chairs.
That's right. Stone Cold. That's panel 316.
I hit people with chairs. Brandon, you sent me that video, that throwback video of Stone Cold coming in there hitting Triple H, Mr. McMahon, Earl Hebner, everybody else in the ring with a chair, and then
Yep.
just putting the chair down and just walking out.
That's right.
Arrive, raise hell, whoop ass, leave.
There you go. What's up, Twan?
What's up, Twan?
All right, all right, all right. Hey, this direction. The quarterback. The quarterback that runs this whole thing, okay? Trish TV, man, what's good?
What's good? I know it's been a minute since I've been on camera and been on here, so it's good to be here talking football. My team's in the playoffs, so it's already a Super Bowl celebration for me. I don't care what they do after that. But yeah, man, I'm glad to be on the show. Peep the logo. Yeah, peep the
new logo
on the back.
New logo. What's up? What's up? Y'all see it? Y'all see it? New logo. New logo. New logo. New logo alert.
Shout out to Nick Smith who gave us the prototype for that logo.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a fan of the show, and shout out to him. And we're gonna take it to another level. Probably within the next few weeks, you're gonna see a whole new opening montage for the show. We're gonna keep the music the same because it slaps. The music, we're gonna keep it the same. That was done by Steve White, by the way. But but the opening montage is gonna change a little bit. It's gonna be a little bit better. We get a little bit more technologically advanced on the show as we gain more subs. And make sure if you're watching right now that you sure you hit the like and subscribe button and tell a friend so they can like and subscribe. We try to take this thing to another level.
Might as well. Right.
Last but not least, man, at an angle down below, Steve Space Sage White, man. What's good, man?
What's happening? Hey, y'all subscribe and tell your friends because first of all, y'all got friends that bet and they don't know who they betting on or the money lines. So Pando's Picks advises you so that you and your friends can win money.
Yes.
He's very accurate. So you might want to tell your friends that's losing money every week to tune in.
And I'm going to tell you like this, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you what not to bet on. I'm going to just tell you right now. What up, Cleve? You staying warm up there in Memphis?
What up, Cleve? And what's up, Q? Because Q, I had you up there earlier. So what's up? What's up? All right. So let's get into this, man. There was, this past weekend was the final week of the regular season. Okay. And
it was nuts.
Usually after that, you have your firings. And we had firings immediately. We had 3 more head coaching firings. We had a general manager firing. Should have had another general manager firing. And we should have had another head coach and general manager firing, but we didn't. So, hey, Cleveland right here said it. He said, folks getting fired before they can take a shower. Yep.
Call them out, man. Let's go through all. Let's go through them.
Some folks did not get fired, and we would sit up there like, we was waiting for it, and it didn't happen.
All right, so first, let's talk about this one. General manager Ron Carthon got fired by the Tennessee Titans after only 2 years. 2 years. Now, to me, that sounds strange because I'm like, okay, first of all, it's not often that you see a general manager get fired after 2 years. I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Usually they last about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, maybe 10, whatever. It just depends on what's going on. But so to be fired after 2 years, to me, is strange.
Yeah.
Who wants to start this one?
I guess I'll go. First of all, yeah, it's a raw deal. I think anybody with any football common sense would know you don't fire a GM after 2 years, especially if you are a perennial cellar dweller team, which the Tennessee Titans are. When you bring in a GM, it's to basically rebuild what you have from the ground up. Because if you had to fire a GM, I mean, you got to bring a new GM and you build it from the ground up, you're a bad team. The only instance where you're not building from the ground up when you hire a new GM is if this GM decides, you know what, I'm gonna retire, and the team might be in good shape, or this GM, God forbid, drops dead. You got to hire a new GM, something like that. But if you're hiring a new GM, you have to grow the program. You have to build the franchise, and we live in a society today where everything is instant. If it's not instantaneous to some people, we got to go. We got to start all over. And it's like, no, you got people, and I said this off the air, we talked about it. You have people who will plant an apple seed, and if they're not eating apples by the end of the week, they ready to dig everything up and start all over. And no, you got to let it grow. You have to cultivate it. You have to fertilize it. And for Ran Carthon to be fired after 2 years basically is a microcosm of the ineptitude of the Tennessee Titans franchise, along with wearing them Houston Oilers uniforms that they wore against the Texans this past week, and got beat, trying to flex. That right there, that's part of the ineptitude. Okay, so what's going to happen is Tennessee is going to continue to be perennial cellar dwellers because they didn't even give this man a chance to begin to build up the franchise.
Yeah.
And it's knee-jerk. It's emotional. We talk about people who do knee-jerk and emotional things as fans and as people who run organizations. They don't take their time and think about it. They run down the hill to go get one of the cows instead of walking down and getting them all. And that is the problem in Tennessee and a couple of other places. It's very, very knee-jerk. You don't get rid of a GM after 2 years. Usually, and those of y'all who are involved in the business, y'all know where I'm finna go. Everybody has a 5-year plan. Good businesses have a 5-year plan. All good businesses do. Okay, this is where I want to be after year 1. This is where I want to be after year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. Even if you're not here after year 1 and 2, you still got 3 more years to achieve those goals. So after 2 years firing a GM, before he can actually bring his 5-year plan to fruition to see if it works or not, it's completely ludicrous. And the Tennessee Titans are at fault. They lost a good front office executive. He came from a good front office. He was on the front office for the San Francisco 49ers under John Lynch. That's why he got the job. But you never gave him a chance to actually work. If it takes 20 minutes for this cake to bake when you put it in the oven, 20 minutes from the time you put it in the oven, and you made him take the cake out after 5 minutes, and the cake is mushy, it still look like batter, that's your fault. That ain't the baker's fault. I'm done. Go ahead, fellas.
Yeah. I mean, you said it, man. I mean, I think GMs need at least 5 years to really, you're talking about constructing a roster, you're talking about draft order, you're talking about the GM is a very important job in the front office of an organization. 2 years is not enough time to get anything done, man. It's just not. Now, I mean, and we know they're not going to do this, but unless they're bringing in some heralded GM and stuff like that to fill in his place, which I doubt, it doesn't make any sense. It was a panic move, maybe something to give the fans hope for or make it seem like they're trying to move in the right direction. But a GM, you can't do that. You can't, even the head coach, you can't even do that. Like I don't know. You just can't do that, man. But maybe this is why they are, where they are as far as franchises in the league, man. Amongst the worst decisions like this.
Well, that's what happens when you have a lot of inconsistency. I remember when the Cleveland Browns were going through GMs like crazy. They were going through head coaches like crazy, and actually they still are. Not the head coach right now in the GM, but they've been through offensive coordinators, they've been through defensive coordinators. Everybody talk about the quarterback position because Bailey Zappi is the 40th quarterback to start on the game, but teams that go through constant changes over and over and over again, they fire GMs left and right. They fire head coaches left and right, and there's just no stability. That messes up really the vision of the team that someone's trying to build. It's messing up the foundation. There's no direction. There's nothing. So Tennessee's gonna be on the bottom for a long time until they get it right. They don't have the right quarterback because they drafted Will Levis, and he's not it. We said that even when he came out of college. I don't think Brian Callahan might be the answer as a head coach. So, Tennessee's gonna be at the bottom for a while. T, you got anything you want to add?
I'm bad. I want to just real quick before you go, T. Moves like this is why people don't want to play there.
Yeah,
marquee players, marquee free agents, veterans. Players don't want to play there when you do stuff like this, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Look at the AJ Brown situation. You're not an attractive location when you do stuff just like this. Yeah, carry on, T.
Yeah, I didn't think they should have fired Mike Vrabel when they did, to be quite honest. I didn't think that warranted him being fired from where they were at prior to him being there. And I think, your previous GM kind of whiffed because everyone told you that Malik Willis was going to be a project for a good long time. He was not ready to be in the NFL, but you thought you were going to get a sleeper as far as the talent. Yeah, he got the physical tools, but everybody watching him at Liberty, everybody knew he wasn't ready.
And he was coming from a smaller school too.
Coming from a smaller school. So it's just like you kind of set him up for failure because you didn't give him proper quarterback play. Then you hired this cat. And the only reason why I can agree in regards of that he might not be the head coach for it is because it's really because of his press conferences, because he just sounds so agitated. But it's an organizational failure. And then you fire the GM after 2 seasons. What do you want him to do with the roster that you gave him? Okay, you let D Hop walk, so that money you didn't give him a chance to try to build that roster out. The first round pick wide receiver had gotten hurt his rookie year, so you didn't get a chance to properly develop him to be the potential number one. It was just, I don't know, there were too many factors to warrant that firing. And I think I forgot who said it, but it's like they're just in a panic situation, which doesn't make sense to me.
Absolutely.
Not at all. Standing division, moving from GM to head coach. Jacksonville Jaguars has fired head coach Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson is a former Philadelphia Eagles head coach who won the Super Bowl with the Eagles. Ended up in Jacksonville eventually. Hold on, I know. I see you. Hold on, I'm gonna tag you in a minute. Give me a second. Doug Peterson took over the job from Urban Meyer, who was just one of the worst head coach hires in NFL history, along with Bobby Petrino. But we feel like somebody else should be gone, but he's not. He's still there, and Trent Baalke. So that's where we tag in Pando for Trent Baalke and Doug Peterson. And you're in. Tag you're in.
Receivers, you overpay the receiver, but you're still here. Contracts, you overpaid a lot of contracts, but you're still here. Trent Baalke. Okay. Some of y'all that don't know gospel, y'all don't know that song, but he's still here. Why is Trent Baalke still the GM? We want to talk about GMs getting fired. Okay. Well, let's talk about a GM who has historically made bad personnel decisions wherever he has been, from drafting guys who had torn ACLs high in the draft when he was in San Francisco, to orchestrating an all too early exit for Jim Harbaugh, who we all know was a good coach. Everybody believes he's a good coach except Trent Baalke, but he got in Jay York's ear and got him excommunicated from San Francisco. And what has Jim Harbaugh done since then? Oh, he just went to college and won a national title. You know, he put the Chargers in the playoffs. You know, but let's fast forward to Jacksonville. We talked about it ad nauseum before. He screwed up the market on several different positions. Okay, well, let's start with the Christian Kirk deal. The Christian Kirk deal, he completely overpaid him, screwed up the market, messed it up for everybody else. And where's Christian Kirk doing now? Oh wait, you muted, Brandon.
My bad. He was on the trade block. Actually, this past trade deadline.
Hello. You didn't went and paid, and I know I'm gonna raise Tristan's eyebrow when I say this. You didn't went and paid over $50 million to Trevor Lawrence, who everybody claims is a generational talent. And now people are getting mad because Brock Purdy gonna get paid over $50 million because why? He plays better than Trevor Lawrence. When reality, had Trent Baalke not done that, maybe Brock Purdy wouldn't have to be making over $50 million, which he will, because the market screwed up. And all of that, those are just two examples. I can go further, but I'm because I want to defer the rest of the fellas on the panel. But after all of that, what level of success have you had in Jacksonville, Trent Baalke? How is this man still able to keep a job? Doug Peterson got fired. Doug Peterson has at least won a Super Bowl before. Jim Harbaugh got fired in San Francisco. Jim Harbaugh was 5 yards away from winning a Super Bowl with a lot of the BS that you was trying to put on his roster. And then you got rid of him, then finally people realized, wait a minute, it ain't Jim Harbaugh, it's you. I think that's what it's going to take. I think it's going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars to get another coach in, and things fail because of the personnel on that team. And finally, Trent Baalke will go. But Trent Baalke should have been gone last year. Go ahead, fellas.
Go ahead, tag you, NT. Go ahead.
Tag.
I'm next.
So let me just give you a quick rundown of Doug Peterson, okay? In 2005, this is after he retired from playing quarterback in the NFL behind the likes of Brett Favre and Dan Marino. Just want to put that in perspective. He then became a head coach of a high school in Louisiana called Calvary Baptist Academy, where before he got there, that school wasn't sniffing any kind of district title. His first year there, he had an 8-3 record in the postseason, won their first district title. Overall record was 33-7. He then joins the Philadelphia Eagles in 2009 as an assistant coach to Andy Reid. He gets promoted to the quarterback coach with Andy Reid at the helm. Then follows Andy Reid to Kansas City to be offensive coordinator. Kansas City that year in 2013 started off 1-5. And then Andy Reid gave the play calling duties to Doug Peterson, and they ended up winning 10 straight games after that. 2016, he joins the Philadelphia Eagles as the head coach. He had Sam Bradford as the starting quarterback and that's when they had drafted Carson Wentz. He's the one that made the decision to send Sam Bradford to Minnesota and start Carson Wentz. Then he had a successful season with Carson Wentz, And then the rest is history, as you know. Super Bowl with Nick Foles at the quarterback position. Bud had Carson Wentz playing at a MVP level before his injury. So prior to the coaching that I just told you about, he was a backup quarterback for Brett Favre. He was part of that Super Bowl team. And he was a backup quarterback for Dan Marino and the Miami Dolphins with the Miami Dolphins. Needless to say, two things. One, Doug Peterson knows how to win and knows what winning looks like. Two, Doug Peterson knows what good quarterback play looks like. You drafted this guy, Trevor Lawrence, who everyone said was the best. I even heard it at Clemson. The best prospect.
Here we go.
Since Andrew Luck. And I've stood on this hill for years. And I said, he didn't even look like the best Clemson quarterback to me. That still goes to Deshaun Watson. And all we've seen is flashes and flashes and flashes. And I said this earlier. When you put the phrase generational talent, that means when they step on the field, no matter what's happening, you look at them and you're like, yep, that boy's going to be a star. You instantly know that he just has some things that you cannot teach. That's why I got faith in Caleb Williams. I know we'll talk about that down the line. It's why I got faith in him, because there's some things you saw and you're like, you can't coach that. That's just, you either got it or you don't. Trevor Lawrence never saw any of that. Not saying he wasn't good. I just didn't see it. So if you brought in, say what you want about Urban Meyer, say what you want about his dysfunction. This is a guy that won championships with Tim Tebow. This is a guy that went to Ohio State.
He's a program flipper.
Outside of Nick Saban during that tenure, the next thing was Urban Meyer when you wanted your program to go from the bottom to the top. Say what you want about Urban Meyer. If you had this talented kid that y'all said he was, between him and Doug Peterson, we should have seen something transpire. So y'all are now kicking the tires and trying to kick it down. You overpaid Christian Kirk. You added Travis Etienne in the backfield. Now you got that rookie. He looks good this year. That rookie wide receiver that looks great this year.
Brian Thomas Jr.
Has anyone seen any improvement of Trevor Lawrence's game from the time he stepped into on the NFL?
Nope. And I know why. I know why. I know what the reason is.
So my thing is, the next coach you bring in, are they going to have the same patience that you were asking Doug Peterson, that you were asking even Urban Meyer to have with Trevor Lawrence to finally become this thing? Because everybody, he was the guy. It wasn't Josh Allen that people were talking about. It wasn't Lamar Jackson that people were talking about. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even Joe Burrow when Joe Burrow got in. It wasn't Joe Burrow they were talking about. Everyone was heralding Trevor Lawrence to be this guy, to be the next great thing since Andrew Luck. That's what everybody said specifically. Since Andrew Luck. Oh, look what he did to Nick Saban's Alabama in the championship game. That's what we said. You know what I saw? I said this plenty of times. You know what I saw when I watched Andrew Luck play at Stanford? I said he has no business playing college football. It was that polished. He has no business on a college campus right now playing football. I would put him in a bubble and wait till the draft. That's what I said when I watched him play football. I never say that about Trevor Lawrence. If anything, I wanted Trevor Lawrence to go back to school for one more year. If anything, again, not to say that he wasn't good. Again, not to say he didn't warrant the number one pick in that draft class. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is we use generational talent so loosely, and it's crazy. You know who's honestly a generational talent to me is Joe Burrow. Why? Because Joe Burrow stepped on the field and you looked at him, you said, yep, it's almost flawless. Everything he does is almost flawless. The notch on him is staying healthy. But playing quarterback, I'm not talking about the physical gifts of Josh Allen. I'm not talking about the speed and elusiveness of Lamar Jackson. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about when you put a quarterback together and you watch him from head to toe, what it should look like. Joe Burrow is the closest thing to say generational talent, where you could put him. Joe Burrow could have drafted anywhere, and this would have been the same because everything is that clean and polished. They don't come around. So for Doug Peterson to get fired like this, when you had a GM that mismanaged the money that they had, this was a team, guys. This was a team not too long ago was in the AFC Championship game, weren't they?
Yeah, that was under Gus Bradley as head coach.
This we ain't that far removed. So I mean, what's the difference? Trent Baalke.
And
Trent Baalke is the difference.
This GM screwed the entire receiver market.
Screwed it.
But see, look, listen. First of all, going back to real quick, going back to Trevor Lawrence. I heard on a podcast that Trevor Lawrence, before he got a couple weeks before he got drafted, was in the Sports Illustrated magazine, and he was quoted saying that winning did not matter to him.
Oh yeah, I remember that. He said he said that football was not like basically it wasn't like a life or death thing. Like when you hear people say like they eat, sleep, and breathe football, he doesn't think like that.
So
No.
that's a strong reason why
football can end for him tomorrow, and he'll be okay.
Trevor Lawrence has not worked out. It's his mindset. But you pay for him. You drafted Trayvon Walker from Georgia. Me and Steve, we've had this conversation about these Georgia players, and we're going to talk about that eventually during the offseason because we got a topic coming up for that. But he drafted that pass rusher from Georgia, Trayvon Walker, when everybody else in the organization said take Aiden Hutchinson.
Aiden Hutchinson, yep.
And
everybody named Mama said Aiden. Even Aiden Hutchinson was shocked, and he was happy to go back home, but he was shocked.
Yeah. So Trent Baalke has been there too long. You should not have paid Trevor Lawrence because Trevor Lawrence doesn't care about football. And when you have a quarterback who don't care about football, you're not going to do anything. So Tennessee is at the bottom. Jacksonville is going to remain at the bottom. Steve, you got anything before we move on?
Nah, y'all said it, man. I chimed in, y'all. No,
all right, let's
good luck, Jacksonville. Good luck.
Well, hey, listen. Hey, you know who's not complaining? Them Texas fans. They not complaining. All right,
you know it
at all because they're gonna be able to dominate that division for quite some time with the ineptitude of Tennessee and Jacksonville.
Yeah. All right, let's move up the East Coast and go up to New England. Jerome Mayo got fired as head coach after one season.
That was another terrible firing.
Terrible firing.
Awful. Like, this man ain't having to work with.
What? Did y'all see the roster?
Right.
Yes.
What did you want them to do?
There's only one player I liked on the roster was Drake May.
A year removed from Bill Belichick?
Right. And you got promise with the rookie quarterback, but I mean, there's not much in the cupboard. The cupboard's kind of bare. Drake May is
kind of.
There's no weapons. Who's he throwing the ball to?
I'm gonna be honest.
Kinda.
Who's he throwing the ball to?
Yeah, it was bad.
Who's the running back?
I can't name anybody. I can't name anybody on that roster.
Yeah, he's been scapegoated. This is a scapegoat firing.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm surprised they hired him in the first place.
I was too.
And I can say it mainly because coming from Bill Belichick, number one, but number two, I'm surprised no one, and I've lived in New England, I've coached in New England, in Maine specifically. I'm surprised they hired this brother as the head coach. Number one.
Yeah, remember that was the topic of discussion when you first got hired.
Very surprised. And it was kind of like he was always on the bubble, but they took a chance on a homegrown former player, man.
And I wouldn't be shocked if it ends up being Mike Vrabel.
I wouldn't either.
No,
it would not shock me one bit.
Yeah,
would not shock me.
And they gonna give him plenty of rope.
Plenty of rope.
They are.
They gonna give him a long leash.
And you know why? You know why?
Plenty of rope, and that's what's going to be crazy.
Yeah,
that's what's going to be crazy.
So you got your quarterback because Drake May has flashed with that non-existent roster. To say he's been able to do what he's been able to do with the pieces around him lets you know that he's probably going to be really good once he actually gets pieces, which
Right.
makes Jerod Mayo's firing so wrong because he didn't have the pieces. Period.
I mean,
And it's
his thumbprint is not
1
on that
year
team. Yeah, I mean,
again. I want to reiterate this. This is a society we live in. If it ain't instantaneous, then it's trash. We got too many people that live. Thank you, Twan. Microwave society. You have too many people that are always calling something either trash or the GOAT.
that's
And
right.
there's no levels in between.
There's no in between.
And that's very lowbrow thinking. And especially when you're talking about competitive sports, just about anything, but we're talking about competitive sports, mainly football. So you cannot sit up there and say, because it didn't work out after year one, oh, this guy has to go. I mean, that's ridiculous.
It
I
is.
mean, firing a coach after one season is ridiculous. Actually, firing a coach after 2 seasons is pretty ridiculous. And it's like, if you starting at the bottom and you firing a coach after 1 season, you need to be hitting the face with a bag of high quarters. I'm just saying.
Agreed.
It's just dumb. It's like, this team is not good. This team was at the bottom.
You don't have a good, you don't have a good roster. Like, I mean, come on, man. Like, listen, there are
Everybody.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Everybody came in to the year saying this team ain't gonna be good, and it's not because of Jerod Mayo. Like, everyone came into the year was like, the Patriots are not going to be good. Like, you looked at the roster, you're just like, it's not going to be good. Yeah,
No receivers, no tight ends, no running backs,
no skill players.
All 4 of us unanimously picked the Patriots to finish last in that division at the beginning during the offseason last year.
There was nothing.
The roster alone.
The roster by itself warranted it. Said this is not going to be a good team.
That team was in complete rebuilding mode. You already lost Tom Brady years ago. You just let go Bill Belichick. You in complete rebuild. You got to give it time.
Y'all were literally on top of the mountain for 2 decades. You didn't think that it was time for you to start over? You didn't think that another coach after someone like that needed time to start over?
Yeah. You got to, after you've been up there that long, you got to come down a little bit. And then when you come down, you got to take your time and build it back up.
I mean, come on, man. Come on.
Rome wasn't built to the day,
I'll be ready to see the notification Mike Vrabel being the new head coach for the New England Patriots.
Yeah, I think that's where he'll wind up, But it's silly. And talking about another coach as we move on, talking about another coach that got unjustly fired, Antonio Pierce, the Las Vegas Raiders. What?
After one season again.
One season.
Dog.
Mark Davis.
Man.
First of all, Mark Davis already looked like he'd been hit in the face with a bag of high quarters. That's the first thing. At least his barber has. But how you going?
Come on.
The man had Jimmy Garoppolo, Gardner Minshew, and Aiden O'Connell as his 3 quarterbacks.
And was expected to win in the same division as the Chiefs, the Chargers, and the up-and-coming Broncos.
I just don't understand. Not only the quarterbacks of those 3 teams with the rookie of Bo Nix, but the coaches that he had to go against.
Yes.
And Sean Payton, Jim Harbaugh, and Andy Reid.
Thank you.
And you thought
very tough division.
You thought.
Yes, sir.
I just.
And you don't have a roster still. You mentioned the quarterbacks.
You let Josh Jacobs go to Green Bay.
Josh Jacobs, Adams.
You traded Devontae Adams. The only highlight you can pick on is your rookie tight end. That's like the second coming of Mike Ditka and Max Crosby. That's it.
But this is a classic case of these owners. I know he inherited it from his dad. They're just businessmen. They want to win now. They don't know the sport. They don't know how to, develop a roster, hire the right people, guys that have no patience. Like you said, Eric, no patience. They got to win this season or next, or they're cleaning the house. It's like, yo, that's not a good recipe, man.
And my thing is, the Raiders played hard. One of the indicators when a team is struggling, record-wise, is how is the team playing towards the end of the season when they know there's nothing to play for?
Nothing.
How are they responding? The fact that your team was banging heads and playing for this man, you couldn't give him a chance with a quarterback that was. I just don't understand.
He had.
I don't understand the logic. It reminded me of Lovie Smith with the Texans. Like, what did you want the man to do with what he had?
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
What did you want him? Notice a trend is happening here with these minority coaches. What did you want them to do? Steve Wilkes, same thing. What did
1
you
year,
want
one
them
and
to
done.
do with the roster that you gave them?
Any of y'all remember Herman Boone?
Oh, of course.
Remember the Titans?
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
That's what it kind of reminds me of. If you don't win right away, then you fired.
Right.
And
They told him if he lost.
Done.
They told him if he lost one game, he was going to be fired.
Yeah.
It's like what is it? And then people are, let's not make it a race thing. Let's not But when it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, like Stephen A said, it ain't a mongoose.
Hey, listen. It's
Like,
blatant obvious. It is obvious.
I don't understand. And then here's the thing. And I know I'm not even going to dig too deep into it because I know we're going to talk about it at some point down the line. But the fact that this is not the class for you to find your franchise quarterback in. You might get lucky.
No,
you might get lucky.
Might.
So, might. It really is a might. Like, it's a big might. Like,
and the thing is, and the thing is not even just I'm sorry to cut you off. It's not even just a rookie class. The free agency is not looking good.
It's just not.
Aaron Rodgers is a free agent who might retire.
Kirk Cousins might retire.
Should retire.
Daniel Jones is a free agent.
Well, no, he just got signed. He got signed to the active roster for the Vikings.
But that's to the active roster. That's not like a.
But it tells me something about them with Sam Darnold. When that happened, it told me what I might need to know what they're doing about Sam Darnold because they still got JJ sitting there healing.
And that's true too. But okay, so then Sam Darnold might be a free agent then. But even still, like Derek Carr's gonna get cut, and that might be the best free agent quarterback available besides Sam Darnold.
Oh, I would think so.
Because Russell Wilson ain't it.
I would
Russell
think
Wilson
so.
keep hitting the wall at the end of the season.
He's gonna hit a wall. So it's just like it ain't gonna get better. Like unless you're lucky. Because I don't care what nobody say about Shedeur Sanders, and it's no shot at him. It's got to be right for him to flourish. If it ain't right, it's gonna be a world of hurt.
I feel like Deion gonna make it right. He's gonna make sure it's right.
Yeah, it got to be right. It got to be right. Cam Ward gonna make you pull your hair out. He gonna make you pull your hair out because he's gonna do some bonehead things because he's relying on physical tools. Like these are things I've watched. I watched these guys, so I'm just like, y'all can vouch for me. I've said it. I was like, guys, this ain't gonna be good. It's not gonna be a good offseason for quarterback.
Quinn Ewers, Jalen Monroe, the quarterback in Oregon. Good luck.
Listen, I ain't never say this about black quarterbacks because I'm all for black quarterbacks doing what they want to do. Jalen Monroe need to change positions if he wants to play in the NFL. He is not a quarterback for the NFL. Sorry.
I like Tebow, but nah, man. Cam got some tools, man. He needs to be in the right system as well. I don't think he will be, but it was pretty fun seeing him play last weekend.
Cam got tools, and like I said, I don't want to dig too deep on it. So like we can have a segment and talking about them. But Cam got tools, but Cam is reckless because he got the tools. That's what I'm talking about. That's the pull your hair out concept. I'm saying that's the issue. But going back to the whole thing with the Raiders, for Mark Davis, this is careless work by Mark Davis to do this because you are telling your franchise, you're telling your fans that you really don't have a plan. You go through coaches the way the Browns in Washington went through quarterbacks. Like that's how you go through coaches. It ain't something has to stay where you gotta go through the process of the rough time until it develops into something. You have to let them go through the process. And my thing when I'm watching the Raiders play, if you got a coach that's got these young, it's a young team at that. You got these young guys battling, knowing there's no postseason, knowing some of them are going to be free agents, and they fighting like that. You gonna let that coach walk out the door? Silly.
Yeah, man.
It's that you're basically Mark Davis is a culture destroyer, basically.
Yes.
Like, because you can't see that this man is building a culture in your team, and you are not even recognizing that to the point where you say, I'm gonna let him stay. I'm gonna give him some support. Great management. And I think all of us can recognize this on our jobs. We all have jobs. Those of you watching, most of y'all got jobs. Basically, we all can recognize what good management is. Good management comes to you and says, how can I help you achieve the most out of your job? That's what good management does. It's not, you better do this or else. There's a difference between a boss and a leader. And Mark Davis is a boss. He's not a leader. Because if I see a good manager sees a good employee doing the best they could do, but they still struggling, you don't get rid of that employee. You support him as much as possible so he can achieve his potential. I think Antonio Pierce probably could have led a really good turnaround for that franchise. But, your owner is too short-sighted to recognize that. He's also too short-sighted to get a good barber. And I'm going to stand by that, because if you ever seen this man haircut, I'm just saying. But it's just short-sightedness, basically. And Antonio Pierce should still be the coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. And they're going with the uptick of the Chargers, with the Broncos getting better and the Chiefs not going anywhere, the Raiders are destined to be at the bottom of that division for quite some time. For a long time. Brandon, you muted.
Yeah, for a long time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, for a long time. With that kind of mentality, it's the ineptitude of these people that are in charge. You won't fire people that need to be fired, and then you fire people that should not be fired. What's going on in New York?
Yeah, New York, man.
Both teams.
Well, the Jets already fired their GM and head coach. We discussed that during the season, but the Giants, Brian Daboll and the general manager, I think his name is Joe Sheehan, both of them are getting another chance. And the only way I can see them hanging around for anything past 2025 is if they get the quarterback. But again, just like we said, good luck to that. Good luck to you getting a quarterback, because I just don't see that happening. The Giants, you let your best offensive player go. He's in Philadelphia, destroying the league.
Leading the league in rushing.
Yeah. Almost broke the record. The quarterback, you cut him in the middle of the season, and he's in Minnesota. We'll see what happens with that. You have some good pieces on defense, but you don't have anything on offense. So I can't really see anything going on with the Giants, unless they get the quarterback, which I know they're not going to get. But they still need other players besides Malik Willis, because Malik Willis can't throw the football to himself. So anybody got anything with the Giants?
Trash organization.
Yeah.
And I just wish that they allowed Saquon to break the record on them.
Like, they don't deserve to play in that stadium. They should be playing in a high school stadium. Both teams in New York, because of the way they handle their franchises. But
yeah, Buffalo should just have two stadiums for themselves.
Yeah, that's a good segue. We go from trash franchises to franchises who are winning, like Charlie Sheen would say. We got some playoff games, y'all.
Man, I'm ready.
It's it's gonna be 6 games this weekend. It's wild card weekend, and it's interesting. Now we could do it like this. This is how we could do it. And we gonna ask y'all because we didn't talk about this in pre-production. We made some picks in the off season for who would win these divisions and who was gonna place where. And Pando 316 keeps receipts.
Oh, he found it.
Oh yeah, I found it. I got notebooks all over this is my home study. I got notebooks and everything. I found my notebook, and it's really interesting how a lot of this shook. Do y'all want to hear? Do y'all want to hear the results of this? How we shook out? Because we was way wrong on a lot of things, and we were way right about a lot of other things. It's kind of if 50-50.
All right, let's go.
All right, so in the AFC East, excuse me, I'm gonna start with the NFC South because it's the order I got it in my tablet. That was the first one we covered. All right, we know that the Bucs won the division, the Falcons finished second, the Panthers finished third, and the Saints finished fourth. Now,
Wait a minute, Saints finished last?
yes, they did. Yes,
All
they
right,
did.
you know what? I don't because I may have to go back to the NFC South show. I think we owe that girl apology, yo, because we said that they're gonna be in last place, and she was right. They were not gonna be in last place.
Oh, I got it right here. Is that me or is that y'all?
What?
Is that
What's
me
wrong?
or that y'all that's breaking up? Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you. What's up?
I don't know if that's me or y'all.
Hello?
We hear you just fine.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I chose Atlanta to win the division. Tristan chose New Orleans, Steve chose Atlanta, and Brandon chose Atlanta to win
To
that
do what?
division.
To win the
To win the
division?
division.
God.
Yes, and the Bucs won it. We all chose Carolina to finish last in that division. They finished third.
Shout out to you, Courtney.
And then,
Yeah, shout out to you. Yeah, you got it. By the way, what's up, Jody?
Hello, Jody. How you doing? We all picked Tampa Bay to finish third in that division. They won the division because Baker Mayfield stayed at the top of the Baker Mayfield.
Shake and bake, baby.
He stayed on the top of that Baker Mayfield arc. We're going to see what's going to happen in the playoffs. Let's
Shake
move
and
on.
bake. I don't need
AFC
nothing to
South.
happen. I need Commanders to win.
AFC South. All of us picked Houston to win. We were all right. Okay. We all picked I'm sorry.
Who would pick to be last?
I picked the Titans last. Steve picked the Titans last. Brandon picked the Titans last. Tristan, you picked the Jaguars last.
Yeah. I don't have any faith in Trevor Lawrence. Y'all know that.
Who ended up being last?
The Titans.
The Titans.
The Titans were last. Houston won it outright. So we were all right about the AFC South. Moving on. NFC North. This is funny here.
Oh,
all
I
of
know
us
this
picked
one's
Detroit.
hilarious.
We knew it. Yeah, all of us picked Detroit. We knew that. We were all like, "Hey, man, Detroit, they them," and we were all correct. But wow, here's the thing. You ready? Myself, Tristan, Steve, and myself, Tristan, and Steve picked Minnesota to finish last.
Ooh,
wow!
They finished second. Yeah, we all picked Green Bay to finish second. Green Bay finished third.
Yeah, but
Jody,
you know what?
Jody,
good
who's your
third
team,
though.
Jody?
Huh?
No, I was asking Jody because she said, "Hey, chill out with my NFC North." Who's your team, Jody?
So she's a Packers fan. She was on for the first time last
week.
week.
Man, the Vikings. Listen, the Vikings, man, put an anomaly, man.
Hey, bro, ain't nobody saw that from Sam.
No one saw that coming. No one saw that coming.
I don't care. That was. And if they weren't done, hey, I still feel good about my pick.
We knew that the Vikings defense was going to be good, but nobody saw
it. Nobody saw Sam Darnold coming.
Nostradamus couldn't have predicted that. I'm sorry.
No.
Okay. So AFC North, moving along. So AFC North, all of us unanimously picked Baltimore. Okay, and that's who won it. Okay. Now there was some conflict about who was gonna finish last.
Yeah, North is wonky.
Myself, Steve, and Brandon picked Pittsburgh to finish last.
God.
Tristan picked Cleveland to finish last, and that's who actually finished last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson, the instability with Deshaun Watson. Quarterback makes it work, man.
No, I get that, but shoot, I didn't have any faith in Justin Fields and Russell. I say Russell Simmons. Lord have mercy.
I have faith in Mike T. I have faith in Mike T.
You sure that's right, E? Pittsburgh last? Hey.
Yes, Steve. I picked Pittsburgh last. You picked Pittsburgh last.
It's funny. Like,
and Brandon picked Pittsburgh last.
I'm surprised I picked Pittsburgh to be last. Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I think what it was is because they had named Justin Fields a starter at that point. And I think that's what it was.
Yes.
I think that's what it was.
I feel better, and I'm like, dang. I'm like, this is after watching like 17 weeks of football, 18 weeks of football. Like, there's no way I would have did that. But
not all of us picked Cincinnati to finish second, but nobody predicted that Cincinnati's defense was going to just crap the bed like they did.
No.
All four of us picked Cincinnati to get the wild card.
Okay.
But they're putting, hey man, they got, they still the AFC North. They still a solid division. AFC East. This is nuts. Tristan was the only person to pick the Buffalo Bills to win.
I remember that.
Myself and Brandon, we picked the Fins, the Dolphins. And Steve picked the Jets.
Oh God.
Steve picked the Jets.
I'm not even gonna laugh at that because we didn't think that the precipitous fall of Aaron Rodgers is gonna be.
We didn't know
that. Why would I expect them to be good?
We did not know the washing machine would be on spin cycle for Aaron Rodgers. We didn't know.
Dude, we didn't know that.
This wasn't supposed to happen like
that.
This,
that was crazy, man.
It was not supposed to be like that. It was not supposed to be like that.
Yeah,
but I did believe that the Bills.
It really wasn't.
And I did have faith in Bills.
Yeah, and all of us knew the Patriots would be dog water because we unanimously picked the Patriots.
And that's why it makes it worse saying that Mayo should not have been fired. But whatever.
Okay, so NFC East. Okay, myself, Steve, and Brandon picked the Dallas Cowboys to win the NFC East.
Now wait. Now, I did also say Washington will be in first or second in that division.
I think you said second.
I said first.
You said Washington would be second, Steve.
I think you said second. I remember Steve saying that.
Who do I have a second?
Brandon, for second, you had the Commanders.
Okay.
And for me, for second, I had Philadelphia.
Okay.
And I want to say this is before the Saquon Barkley trade. I think that's what it was. Because this was early in the summer when we did this. So I
had the Eagles first.
And you had the Eagles first, Tristan. You don't want to pick the division, right?
So Eagles first, and then I said Cowboys second, probably.
Yeah, Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders, Giants. All of us picked the Giants to be dog water. We were right about that.
Yeah, we thought they'd be the worst. Well, technically, they are the worst in the league. They just decided to all of a sudden play football in the last week and drop themselves to third, fourth in the draft.
Okay, so NFC West, we were all wrong. And nobody. Yeah,
but nobody knew that San Francisco was
that division. No one could have predicted.
No,
no one could have predicted
that. Just read the area. Everybody defensive. Just read.
No one could.
No one knew that. No one knew that San Francisco would have all these injuries and injuries. Listen, man, Christian McCaffrey, you guys want a fifth string running back the last game of the season.
Eric,
like, come on.
Eric, read it, man. We all defensive.
That shouldn't even count. That shouldn't even count for us. Okay, that shouldn't even count for us.
I'm gonna put it like this. This is how it failed because we all picked the same way. If you take who we all picked first to be last and leave it like it was, that's how it wound up. So basically, it wound up Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals, Niners. Okay. And we all picked Niners, Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals. So basically, the Niners fell to the bottom because of all the injuries, and we know that if the Niners were actually healthy, they,
so just straight inverted, just order,
we just dropped the Niners all the way to the bottom.
That shouldn't even count, man.
Yeah, no, we gonna throw that out. But AFC West,
How funny. Man.
Oh, AFC West. We all picked Kansas City.
Duh.
We all picked the Chargers to finish second, and that's how it fell. But the
Harbaugh,
bottom is what's jacked up. Okay, so I picked Denver at the bottom, and of course they're not. They're in the playoffs because we really didn't see there's 3 teams in this division.
Couldn't have told me Bo Nix was gonna be that good.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, man.
We didn't know Bo Nix was gonna be that good. We just didn't.
I try to tell y'all, Sean Payton knows quarterbacks. Y'all don't listen to me.
Yeah, he's my Justin Herbert.
Brandon, you picked Denver third.
I know, but
straight down the line.
No, don't Brandon, don't try to pop in here.
No. Hold on. I picked Denver third because Justin Herbert is more of a veteran than Bo Nix. Okay. Now that I've seen Bo Nix, this coming off season, you'll see who I got second or third, and I'll make my decision at that point. But I told y'all, Sean Payton knows quarterbacks, and I've been saying it, and I've been saying it. Ain't nobody listen to me.
I still would put Justin Herbert over, and Justin Herbert's had a pretty good season. It's just been quiet. It's been good. No.
You said it, Brandon. You ain't no Bo Nix be doing this.
I'm not knocking Justin Herbert. I didn't say that. I'm just saying now that I've seen Bo Nix, now you guys gonna see
Bo Nix is obviously a dog.
Yes,
he was dealing this year.
Thank you,
Steve. You picked just like Steve did. Steve, you picked just like Brandon did, I should say. So Kansas City, Chargers, Denver, Vegas. So the only flip was me and Tristan. We had Denver last, and that's pretty much it. So that's how it fell. We did pretty good on some of them. We just missed, like Ray Charles at a gun range. We missed.
But we ain't missed because we ain't know. We missed because anomalies happened this season.
Yeah, like prime example, like we picked the NFC East before Saquon went to the Eagles. So when Saquon went to the Eagles, that just changed everything.
Yeah, I'll just never put Dallas number 1. So that's just my thing. That's just pure hate.
Yeah, I put Dallas number 1 because they had success the previous year. But hey, so but yeah, those are the receipts. So we'll be doing this after week 18 of every season. After I'm gonna keep the receipts and I'm gonna bring them out at the end of the season. So let's get on to these games.
Before we jump real quick, I do like this question that Jody put, the who's the quarterback coach at Oregon, because that is something to say, man. That the Oregon QBs have looked good coming out the last few. Justin Herbert being one. The kid that's there now, he's small. I think that's going to be his problem, but he could play. But he's just short.
He's going to be at the Senior Bowl, and I think that Senior Bowl is going to help him.
I'm curious to watch him. Yeah.
That Senior Bowl is going to help him. Of course, as always, depending on how he performs, will help him raise his draft stock.
Yeah,
and
for
also,
sure.
Harbaugh being with Herbert helps
tremendously. Yep,
he's why they're in the playoffs, Harbaugh, and why he's getting confidence. So
Harbaugh knows his QB.
Harbaugh that credit.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And he's also a program flipper too.
I'm gonna give him that credit.
That's why Pierce should not have been fired.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. So I like I said, there were anomalies that happened that we weren't prepared for.
A lot of anomalies.
We do these divisional picks like right after the draft. And there's still enough second wave of free agency, and so and then all of a sudden injuries happen, that type of thing. So, but let's get on to these games. Are we doing this Pandos pick style?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. Give me a second. Hold on.
All right, that was quick. All right, because it was only 6 games. All right, so before I get started with this, me picking the games all year long, and I always say this saying, I'm not always right, but I'm more right than I am wrong. So don't start your Packers. Ain't nobody saying nothing about your Packers. What you said? Nothing. Okay.
Listen, if you want to come on the show and talk about your Packers, listen.
Yeah, and because there will be spots, there will be open guest spots during the off season. But
Definitely.
so no, Chargers at Texans. Okay, that's the first game of the week. Oh, I'm sorry. Before I even get into this, like I said before, I'm more right than I am wrong. I was 184 and 86 on my picks. So that's roughly about 69, 70% right on all my picks. So
Yeah, Eric helped me win a couple bets this year.
yeah, so I don't miss too often, okay? And I will tell you, I will definitely tell you, hey, don't put no money on this. Because like this was too close to call. But Chargers at Texans. The Chargers are going into the playoffs behind Jim Harbaugh. Crazy things happen when Jim Harbaugh is coaching. The Texans are far and away the favorite for this game. I wouldn't put any money on this one, but the Texans are at home, and NRG Stadium is nuts during the playoff. The playoff atmosphere in NRG is nuts.
Yep.
Okay. The Chargers have a great defense, but so do the Texans. I'm looking at a low-scoring game. I don't think either team gets in the 20s unless there's some like turnovers that put the ball in enemy territory, or scooping scores, pick sixes, stuff like that. Because both teams have really, really good defenses. I think the difference in the game, however, is going to be how the Texans defense secondary matches up against the receivers for the Chargers, and I don't think the receivers for the Chargers can.
I think the difference is going to be Houston's offensive line.
Houston's offensive line is a little suspect.
That's my problem.
Did I miss it? You got Houston winning?
I didn't. Who, me?
No,
Eric. I have the Texans winning this one in a real close.
Really?
And a very close one.
Honestly, I have the Chargers winning because I'm concerned about Houston's offensive line. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But like I said, this is a Jim Harbaugh led team, so anything can happen when you're talking about a Jim Harbaugh led team in the playoffs.
I got the Chargers winning.
I mean, this is playoff football. To me, the Chargers are going to be more physical as well because Jim Harbaugh always makes sure his teams are physical. And you know this, Eric. You know this. Houston, San Francisco, they were physical. Michigan, when they won the championship, they were physical. This team is going to be physical.
I think
but you saying it like Houston is not a physical team.
No, I didn't. No, I'm not saying
that.
My concern is Houston's offensive line. If your trench game is not on par, and notice I said A-gap football, that means big boy football.
Yeah.
You don't have an offensive line. That's my biggest problem.
And you don't have the weapons to bail out CJ Stroud outside of Joe Mixon, and Nico Collins is more of a possession receiver.
Nico Collins, Joe Mixon, and then
that offense was predicated for Stephon Diggs being the one to have everybody in place. You lost Stephon Diggs and you lost Tank Dell.
And Dalton Schultz is taking a step back this year.
And he's taking a step back, yeah. I think it's too much to overcome.
So again, this is my pick. I'm taking the Houston Texans in a very close game.
You're wrong.
But okay. I'm gonna tell you right now, is like, there's people that's talking about this is gonna be an ass beating. Ain't nobody finna get their ass beaten this game.
No, it's gonna be physical because I believe I got faith in DeMeco Ryans being the coach he is. But Chargers are winning that.
Okay. All right. Houston's pass rush can get to Herbert and stop the run as long as the Texans take the points, not try to outplay scheme Harbaugh, or try to out scheme Harbaugh and keep the offense balanced with the run and pass. Absolutely.
But I don't think they can keep the offense balanced.
This is the difference. It's going to be on Bobby Slowick.
It really is. That's never been true. Like Bobby Slowick and CJ have taken a step back as well.
Yeah, head coach thing.
Houston's success is going to be based on Bobby Slowick, not on what DeMeco Ryans calls for the defense. The defense they're going to be on point. That's why I'd say it's going to be a low scoring game. I don't look at Justin Herbert go out there and just fling it all over the yard and make it happen. Also, the Chargers have Ezekiel Elliott.
Well, he's not going to be a factor in this game.
Exactly.
I'm not worried about Zeke being with the Chargers. That's whatever.
I'm being funny. Okay.
I know. Yeah. Like, come on, man.
Moving on. moving on. So during playoff picks, I really don't have a stone cold lock.
'Cause anything can happen.
But if I was gonna have one, it wouldn't be this next game. Y'all thought I was gonna say that. No, it wouldn't be. This is the rubber match between the Steelers and the Ravens. The Steelers are going back to Baltimore to play the Ravens. I got the Ravens in this one.
I agree.
I just cannot trust. I can't trust Russell, man. Like,
nope, not at all. Nope.
and here's the thing: every time I say something about Russell Wilson, good or bad, he does the exact opposite.
Man,
Every single time.
Russell Wilson has hit the wall, and the Steelers have lost 4 games in a row?
4 straight.
Listen, I just
So
know.
they're backing into the playoff.
I was just going to say that. Go ahead.
I just know in Baltimore, it's hard to win, and they're gonna show up and show out, man. It's a big time. It's always a big game at the bank.
I'm gonna say this. For all this year has been, ain't no way Lamar can afford to lose this game. It just can't happen, bro. It can't happen. Like, it has to be the Ravens. It has to be the Ravens. It's you're not going to get out of the offseason unscathed if you lose this game.
I agree.
You're just not.
Nah.
Ain't no way. Because everyone's looking. No way. The way he played this last game, and the way the Steelers have played in the last month, nah.
He's too hungry.
Nah.
He's too hungry, man. He wants his ring. He's gonna play hard.
Lamar's on another level this year, and a lot of that has to do with Derrick Henry being there, because he makes everybody have to put their face in the box on defense, and that opens it up for his average receivers. Because let's be honest, Baltimore's receivers are just they're Jags. They're just guys. They can get stuff done, but they're not threatening. However, the threat of a Derrick Henry changes the complexion of everything in the passing game. Also, Lamar Jackson has evolved as a passer.
Yes.
He is a much better passer now than he has been. And that's why I got the Ravens winning this one pretty much. They're at home. I think they win this going away probably by 2 scores over the Steelers.
And this will not be it for Tomlin if they lose.
No, right, no, I agree because and we had this discussion earlier in our football group chat.
Yeah,
Steelers don't fire head coaches.
They don't fire coaches.
They do not.
Not Bill Cowher.
Steelers coaches retire. They don't get fired.
What's his name? Chuck Noll. Chuck Noll was hired in 1969. Okay, they have not fired a head coach since 1968. So that lets you know that this is not going to be it for Tomlin. Tomlin's going to be it for a while. Tomlin has so many consecutive winning seasons. It's crazy. He just wins. Now, of course, it went bad this last month, but Tomlin's going to be back next year.
You also have to understand that to still have a winning season all this time, since Ben Roethlisberger, your quarterbacks have been Duck Hodgins, Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett, Russell Wilson, and Justin Fields. So no, he's not. He's not going to win.
Yeah, I mean,
Kenny Pickett.
They are the Steelers organization is the antithesis of the organizations we were talking about earlier in the show. Yep. They are the antithesis of that because they trust the process and they allow the fruit to grow on the trees. They prune when necessary, but they don't chop the whole doggone tree down and dig the roots up. And like the whole, rumors about, they gonna trade Mike Tomlin to nothing. Get out my face. Because that's ludicrous. Okay. The Steelers organization is one of the best put together organizations in the NFL because they take their time and to get stuff done. So Tomlin isn't going anywhere, but he probably gonna lose this game. Next game, Broncos at Bills. This is gonna be interesting because the Broncos defense
legit
up pretty well with the Bills.
Vance Joseph is the defensive coordinator. Legit.
If you had said this in the beginning of the year, you would have said the Bills would dog walk them. That ain't the case.
No.
That ain't the case.
No. The X factor, I believe, in this game is the playoff experience between Bo Nix and Josh Allen.
I agree.
I think that's going to be the X factor. Josh Allen's got way more playoff experience, big game experience, and I don't think he's going to. He's evolving as well. I don't think he's going to make the type of mistakes that he's made in the past in the playoffs, especially in the wild card round. You know.
Yeah, wild card round is a good point. I know how I feel about playoff Bills, man. Trusted Sean McDermott. I agree with you, but I'll be surprised to see some new stuff from the Bills.
Yeah. Try to do something cute.
I know how I feel about playoff Bills.
But you know though, I'm glad that Bo Nix is in the playoffs. He's going to go through some big time bumps in this game, and if he loses, it's going to be a great learning experience for him. Him and Sean Payton, they're going to build on this next year. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, OROY right there, right, Tristan?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey man, listen. Hey, I'm interested in seeing this game because I think we all said, didn't we all say that Stephon Diggs being out of the Bills would help Josh Allen because it forced him to see the entire field and not just one target, and that's what's happened. So now we're getting the best of them. But the Broncos defense is solid, man. But like I said, I was wrong about Justin Herbert. I could be wrong about Bo Nix too. It's cool.
Let me say this. I never been against. My bad, real quick, Pando. I never been against. I never said Stephon Diggs not being able to help them. I just know in the playoffs, it's a Josh Allen show. He will tuck it and try to put the team on his back with the entire off. He's done it for the past 5 years, every single year.
And it's burned him. It's burned.
Part of the reason why Stephon Diggs wanted to get the heck out of Buffalo.
No, that's true.
It may not be this game. It may not be this round. But we're going to see Sean McDermott defer Josh Allen doing what Josh Allen want to do. Take all the hits, put the team on his back. It's going to happen at some point.
I'm gonna push back a little bit on that. I think Josh Allen is just watching him play this year. He's a little bit more responsible. He's matured a lot with his decision making. He's a little bit more responsible. No. I haven't said that every year.
Hold on. He's more responsible because Joe Brady has him being more responsible.
Okay,
that's why Joe Brady got him being responsible because we said it when Ken Dorsey got fired last year in the middle of the season. Because Ken Dorsey is the type of guy that love to throw the football all over the yard. Joe Brady took over that OC job, and they had him run the ball way more often than that. So they really been protecting Josh Allen from himself from doing all that running and trying to be Superman and play hero ball. That's what's going on.
I don't think that Josh Allen's a Josh Allen from the previous years. I'm not saying that he's not mistake prone, but he has played a lot smarter football this particular year than he has in the past. It's not just, I'm Josh Allen, I'm big and tall, and I'm gonna run the ball. He's not that anymore. He's way better. He's way more judicious with his decision making. Right. And that being said, especially going against a defense like this, I think he's going to be careful. I like the Bills winning this. They're at home. This is another close one. I don't think the Bills gonna dog walk the Broncos at all. The Broncos they're here, and they're not going nowhere. Like another team in Colorado would say, "We coming." They coming. So they probably will lose this game, but ain't gonna have no reason to hang their head at the end of it. They have no reason to hang their head. Well, you so humble, would you? Okay, moving on. All right, Packers at Eagles. Okay, now, Jody, hold on. Before you even say, hold on, baby, hold on. Okay, all right.
Did Jalen Hurts practice today?
Jalen Hurts did.
He was limited.
He did practice today.
It was limited though. It was limited.
He was limited, but Jordan Love was also limited with an elbow. So we're looking at two banged up quarterbacks here.
Is that a throwing arm?
I believe so. I believe it was Joe to chime in right here, but the Packers, yes, it was throwing out. Thank you, dear.
Okay.
Let me get my whiskey. Okay. You're a character, Jody. You're a character. But the Packers, I think, if they rely heavily on the run game, I think if they rely on the run game, this could be a real contest.
Mm-hmm.
But the Eagles do have the best defense in the NFL. And yes, Brandon, yes, we are. That's an inside joke. And yes, I am, Steve. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Oh God.
But
it wasn't a question. I'm saying what it is. No, I don't ask questions.
you ain't the only space age up in here, baby. Okay. So
I'm gonna keep my composure here.
let's get back. Okay. The Eagles are sporting the best defense in the league right now. But I think
It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a good game right there.
somebody get Brandon.
It is. Brandon, mute yourself and get yourself together.
Get yourself, Brandon.
But
It's a good game right there, man.
it is gonna be a good game. I'm excited to watch this game.
I think it's gonna be more on Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs, yeah.
And if you asking me to pick whose defense is going to fold first with this heavy running attack, I'm going to have to go with the Packers. Okay, yeah. That's not saying there's no reflection on them, but I think they just drew a buzzsaw early in these playoffs. So yeah. I like the Eagles in this one. Okay, next game, Commanders at the Buccaneers. Okay. So here's the thing.
This is interesting.
Here's the thing. The Commanders are playing way over their heads at this point. They are playing some outstanding football. You got the backup quarterback coming in playing well, Mariota. The running game is doing well. The defense is starting to kind of round into form as opposed to earlier this season when the defense was a sieve. Okay, they're starting to round into form. I like Tampa Bay to get a ball away once or twice, especially Baker. I like Baker to get a ball away. I think it's going to be really hard. I don't think the Commanders have is Lattimore playing?
Yes,
it looks like it. Yeah,
he was a full.
Oh my God! So we got to wait. We got the Lattimore, Mike Evans. Oh my God!
Is St. Juice playing?
If Lattimore is playing, then St. Juice will not play.
Okay.
So we're gonna have the Mike Evans, Marshawn Lattimore matchup, and honestly, we could see a double ejection for the game's over.
Yeah,
that's facts. That's facts.
I'm just saying, these guys. This is like the Rock and Stone Cold every time. That they got in the ring. It was like, Jabroni, Stone Cold Steve Austin, you can't do this. Well, let me tell you something, you dumb sumbitch. Like that. It's gonna be that. Okay.
It is. Yeah.
I don't give a damn about your damn eyebrow or your glasses. Stone Cold Steve Austin's gonna whip your ass. It's gonna be a lot of that.
It is.
Honestly, I like the Commanders in this one. Honestly.
Let me give my opinion. Yeah, I think, and I said it in our Marco Polo group. I think, just my opinion. I think Tampa is one of those teams that Washington is better than that's in the playoffs. So, I think they could definitely get that. That would be a decent pick'em option.
Also, I don't think Todd Bowles has an answer for Jaden Daniels.
I don't think so. Tampa's defense struggles against mobile QBs.
I think Dan Quinn has a better answer for Baker Mayfield than Todd Bowles has an answer for Jaden Daniels.
I would think so.
Tampa's pass defense is ranked 29th.
Yeah.
And they struggle against scrambling.
Terry gonna ball out.
Terry can have a field day. Yeah.
And Scary Terry, I think, is gonna go out and do his thing. And So hell, we might even see a Noah Brown sighting. But
And they beat us. They beat us the first game of the season, so it gives tape to watch what was done wrong to correct it.
True.
And Jaden Daniels is better now
Than he was in the first game.
than he was in that first game. He's a better quarterback now. Hands down, I think he should be offensive rookie of the year.
That's without,
he's playing phenomenal football.
Yeah.
Bowers.
I was looking at old tape of Arizona State with Jaden Daniels throwing to doggone Brandon Ayuk. That was sick.
That's why we wanted him.
Yeah. Man. So I like the Commanders in this one. Honestly, I do. This is one I would put some money on the Commanders. I would definitely put money on the Ravens, and then Texans, Packers and Eagles, and Bills and Broncos. I wouldn't put a whole lot of money on it. If you're gonna put money on it, I wouldn't. All right, last game. This is my Stone Cold lock.
Okay.
Hold on.
Get a graph.
I like the Vikings over the Rams in their backyard.
Oh yeah,
and I don't know if that game's gonna be in SoFi because of the wildfires in California. California, stay safe. But
we're praying for y'all.
Let me tell you something. And I said it before, and this has nothing to do with me being a Niners fan, but this is just being real. Okay. I said before, whoever wins the NFC West, I said this mid-season is gonna have a first-round exit because this is not a strong division. You got the Rams, you got Matthew Stafford. Basically, if DBs could catch better, would probably be leading the division in interceptions. Okay, that's what he does. Okay, now Jared Verse and the other what's the other kid's name? The other D lineman for the Rams. They're phenomenal. They're great.
You got Kobe Turner and you got man, what's dude's name?
Jared Verse and Kobe Turner and other kid.
The other D tackle.
Yeah, the D tackle. They're playing great football. Those were good draft pickups. But let me tell you something. You got a Kello Dan Witherspoon out there on an island against Justin Jefferson or Jordan Addison. Yeah, I no. And I don't like them linebackers trying to cover TJ Hawkinson. I don't. Okay.
They don't have much of a roster anyway on defense.
No, and also the Rams have been winning some pretty suspect games. They talk about all the Rams that won and everything. Like, man, y'all didn't score a touchdown against an injury-riddled Niners team. You did not score. Wait, hold on. It's two of y'all. I'm seeing double.
Hey, E.
Yeah.
Brandon Fitz
Braden Fitz. Thank you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But there were games like the 49ers with all those injuries this year had one of the worst defenses in the league. Fred Warner running around on a broken ankle playing, and could not score a touchdown. Could not in that game. And it's like they were bad. So what are you gonna do? Come on now. What are you gonna do when you see a Brian Flores defense? What are you gonna do, man? So it's like you can't convince me in any stretch of imagination that the Rams win this game unless there's some hoodoo voodoo stuff going on right there. Because again, the NFC West, honestly, if that was a way to send another team from another division to the playoffs, I'd tell the entire NFC West to sit down this year. Okay. And then when the next season comes around, the Rams gonna go back to their rightful place of being the second place team. But yeah, the NFC West is not good. The Vikings are a buzzsaw when they really clicking. And unless Sam Darnold just nuts up and decides to throw 50-11 interceptions, I don't see the Vikings losing this game. This is one that you need to put money on right here. I like the Vikings beating the Rams wherever that game is going to be because it's probably not going to be in SoFi. It's probably going to be somewhere else in California. But yeah. So to basically conclude, Texans, Ravens, Bills, Eagles, Commanders, Vikings. Those are my picks for the wild card round. And again, like I said, I'm not always right. but I'm more right than I am wrong.
There you go. All right.
I like
Let me address this question real quick. Trade, yes. Okay, so Steve was correct when he responded and said the trade deadline has passed. That is correct. However, for teams, and I found this out about a year or two ago or something recent, when you are eliminated from when the regular season is over with and you're not in the playoffs, you can trade again. You can trade again.
Seattle is not going to trade DK Metcalf.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. All I'm saying is when the playoffs are going on, if you're not in the playoffs, you can trade again. And as you get eliminated from the playoffs, you're able to trade again. That's all I'm saying. So I want everybody to know that's the rule. Okay.
Right.
All right.
So basically, yeah. So I don't see him getting traded.
It's not going to happen.
I don't
They're
see
not
him
doing
getting traded, but I think the Seahawks could be fine without him offensively, honestly. I mean, when you have a limited route tree, but we're not gonna get into that because that's a whole nother conversation.
All right, so just
y'all gonna have Steve go off.
So anyway, today I found out is the anniversary for two different games, two different big moments in NFL history. The Music City Miracle between the Titans and the Bills, which was
Derrick
crazy.
Mason.
You said what?
You know that Derrick Mason?
Yeah, Derrick Mason and Frank Wycheck. God rest his soul, Frank Wycheck. Steve McNair was on that team. God rest his soul as well. Also, and I'm sorry, Saints fans, to bring this up, but this is also the anniversary of the Beastquake game. Yeah, Seahawks and Saints.
Tracy Porter, get off me.
Oh man, that was disrespectful.
It was disrespectful.
That was a disrespectful run. Yeah, that was pretty bad. So yeah.
So thank you all.
Yeah, go ahead, Brandon. Take us out.
All right, so thank you all for joining us again for another week of Just a Fan podcast. We'll be back again next Wednesday. Also, hey guys, should we start letting them know about the change?
Yes.
Okay. So after the Super Bowl, we are going to Mondays. Still same time, 9:15 Eastern, 8:15 Central. But after the Super Bowl, so still during the playoffs, we're still on Wednesday. Playoffs still Wednesday. After the Super Bowl, we're moving to Monday. Okay. We think it'd be best for all four of us to try to be on there at the same time. So that way you get better content from us. Okay. So we are live right now on YouTube. We're live on Facebook and we're live on Twitch. Please follow, like, share, subscribe to us. Share it to all your friends, relatives. They ain't got to watch it. Just have them subscribe. Please.
No, we want you to watch it.
We want you to watch
it. We love you to watch it, but we know everybody don't like sports, and that's fine. I understand. So, So, and then you can follow us on IG, TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook. You can also listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
We'll see what happened with TikTok after January 19th.
Right.
You know what? I'm not. Anyway, that direction. The quarterback that runs this whole thing, Trish TV. You see the new logo up there. He's the one that helped put it together after what's his name? Gave us the original logo change idea. What's his name?
Shout out Nick Smith.
Nick Smith, thank you.
All hell, bro.
Thank you. Down below, Steve Space H White. At the that's right. There you
go.
Lord have mercy.
I blame Marcus Ballou now. Keep going. Carry on, Brandon.
Anyway, down below at an angle, panel 316, the good guy with the black hat, man. There you go. And then me, y'all know what's up, man. The NFL Encyclopedia, the Wildcat quarterback that runs this thing. Good night, y'all. Peace.